Why some people showing up at the Jasper County Courthouse are choosing not to vote today. How an area political party addressed issues with local campaign sign laws.
Both presidential campaigns fan out across key states in the final hours ahead of Election Day. I'm Natalie Brand with a look at the final sprint.
The 4 states most watched news starts now.
This is the last day to vote absentee in Missouri, and some lines have been long. This is KOAM News at 5. The doors closed just moments ago on the final day for in-person early voting. During the day, people were voting at both the Jasper County Courthouse in Carthage and the Joplin location. Due to a trial taking place on the same floor as voting in Joplin, wait times were more than an hour to get in and vote, as space was limited to nearly standing room only. Because of that trial, we were not allowed to shoot video inside the courthouse. In Carthage, wait times were less, averaging around 30 to 40 minutes. But the lines weren't the only issue facing voters, as many people crammed in for last-minute voting.
And I get it. Everybody's trying to get it done so they don't have to do it tomorrow. But for me, I have a bad immune system, so I was trying to avoid crowds, and I went in there and it was not what I expected.
Tonight at 6, we're going to hear more from other voters who waited in line to cast their in-person absentee ballots. There are concerns some Republican Party signs in Joplin do not comply with the city's sign ordinance. Jasper County Republicans organization says they have been getting complaints from some citizens alleging the city removed their political signs because they don't follow size requirements. City of Joplin's ordinance states that political signs cannot exceed 8 square feet in area and no more than 5 feet in height, while being 15 feet away from the curb. The Republican organization found its own way to comply with the ordinance. They posted a video on Facebook showing how they cut each sign into 4 2x4 pieces.
I'll probably get with the city and say, hey, let's just do away with this. There's always a workaround. Let the citizens be heard, let them be shown. And the fact that people say that, I think that their fear is it's going to create traffic hazards. Well, it has to be 15 foot from the road. So it's not a visual hazard. It's just, I don't know, for whatever reason. That's the ordinance, so we kind of fixed that problem. So.
City spokesperson says the city has taken down signs that did not follow the ordinance and that it's not unusual, as it happens during most election years. Presidential contenders are crisscrossing the nation to make their closing arguments to voters. Reporter Natalie Brand has a look at their final push.
On the eve of Election Day, President Trump and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden are hitting the campaign trail in 5 crucial states. The president makes the most campaign stops with 5 rallies.
Get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, get your co-workers, get your boss, grab him by the tie, say, let's go, boss. And get out and vote.
Biden has 3 rallies kicking off the day with a last-minute stop in Cleveland, Ohio.
Tomorrow we have an opportunity to put an end to a presidency that's divided this nation.
The fight for Pennsylvania is dominating both campaigns' final hours ahead of Tuesday's election, with all 4 candidates fanning out across the Commonwealth.
Pennsylvania will determine who will be the next president of the United States.
The road to victory goes right through the Keystone State.
We can only get this done in Pennsylvania.
We win Pennsylvania, we win the whole deal. You know that, right?
Former President Barack Obama is pushing to get out last-minute voters in Atlanta, Georgia, and Miami, Florida, 2 states where the black vote could be key to a Biden victory.
You can deliver the change that we need, but you're going to have to vote.
More than 96 million Americans have already cast early ballots, and a recent CBS News poll shows Biden has an edge with early voters, though the vast majority of the president's supporters are expected to come out on Election Day. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Tonight, the Biden-Harris campaign will get some star power on the trail. Vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris will be joined by music star John Legend in Philadelphia. Later, presidential candidate Joe Biden will be joined by Lady Gaga in Pittsburgh. And that brings us to today's KOAM News Now Insta poll. Today's question is, are you more likely to vote for or against a candidate? You can give your answer at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to be checking in on them periodically through this newscast. Nick Kelly joins us now with a first look at the weather. Pretty nice out there, Nick.
Yeah, with dryer still in place now, we warmed up quickly after a cool start this morning. Most of us in the mid-60s this afternoon. We're still looking good as we take that quick look outside and all across the region. Just clear skies as far as the eyes can see, and that's the way it's going to stay as we get the rest of the evening underway. After we did hit the mid-60s for afternoon highs, we're starting to see some spots in southwest Missouri already dropping back into the lower 60s. I don't think it'll be long, even though we'll have a south breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour for temperatures to fall back into the 50s once we get past sunset especially. We'll fall through the 50s, upper 40s by midnight. I'm thinking lower to the middle 40s for overnight lows on our election day. We'll take a look at how voting for tomorrow will look weather-wise and the rest of the week coming up here in just a bit now.
All right, we'll see you soon. The company that operates Joplin's North Park Mall is filing for bankruptcy protection. One of two U.S. mall operators that filed for bankruptcy protection today because some stores have had to close or can't pay rent. Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust and CBL, which operates the North Park Mall, say their mall will remain open through the bankruptcy process. In a statement, CBL says they plan to use the bankruptcy process to restructure their debt into a more manageable position. Still ahead, how scammers are taking advantage of a trend of used cars being delivered to buyers. And more people looking to reduce stress from the election and pandemic are turning to meditation apps. That's next in Health Watch. A skilled surgeon could boost colon cancer survival by 70%. That's according to a new study at Northwestern Medicine that determined skill level based on surgery footage and reviewed by other surgeons. Experts say it's important for patients to ask their surgeon how many procedures they've done. A new study finds more than half of Americans expect tomorrow, Election Day, to be the most tense day of their lives, with younger people experiencing the most stress. Whether it's the election or the ongoing pandemic, meditation apps are seeing a spike in usage as more Americans look for ways to cope. Doctors say the health benefits of a little quiet time are enormous. Reporter Nancy Chen spoke with one new user who says the proof is in the practice.
Everybody talks about meditating, and I was like, no, that sounds like hocus pocus. How is that going to help?
For 31-year-old Katie Richmond, sitting in silence seemed like the worst thing ever for her anxiety. But since June, she's been meditating every day for 10 minutes and says it's changed her life.
I've been able to sleep better. I feel like I'm able to handle the daily stressors better.
Just begin by taking a big deep breath.
Meditation app Headspace says its downloads are up about 20% since mid-March. And Calm reports its daily downloads have doubled. Experts say meditation can introduce mindfulness.
It's paying attention on purpose in the present moment.
Psychiatrist Dr. Seema Desai says it can help counter the negative effects of stress.
It can have an effect on our immune system, our blood pressure, heart rate.
Meditation can look like many different things, from a seated practice to mindfulness being incorporated into daily activities, even household chores.
So if we're washing the dishes, what does the water temperature feel like right now? Can you smell the soap? Can you actually pay attention to these things? And when we're doing that, it's often helping us stay centered, stay focused.
That kind of focus brings calm, which Richmond says benefits everyone.
Me being my best is going to make sure that I can give my best to everybody else.
And experts say don't get discouraged. Meditation is like any exercise. Stick with it and you'll see the benefits. Nancy Chen, CBS News.
Experts say meditation is part of an overall strategy for healthy living, along with exercise, getting good sleep, eating a balanced diet, and having social and spiritual connections. European researchers have developed an anti-inflammatory fragrance that may help people with dry skin. It'll eventually be added to skin moisturizers to reduce skin redness. Fragrances are a leading cause of skin dermatitis. Let's check back in with our KOAM News Now Instapoll. Again, our question today is, are you more likely to vote for or against a candidate? At this point, 72% say for, 28% against. You can join in the conversation by going to KOAMNewsNow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. A little bit later, Walmart reverses a decision about guns and ammo displays in its stores.
Plus, I'm tracking more mild weather for the week ahead and maybe some rain chances by the weekend. Forecast up next. Well, with dry air still in place, we managed to take advantage of that and really turn mild with our temperatures again for today. Certainly milder compared to how we wrapped up the weekend yesterday with highs only in the mid to upper 50s. Granted, we had to get past a cold start this morning with everyone dropping back into the mid 30s, but we did it. Warmed up no problem. Highs, in fact, pushing mid to even upper 60s for some, all because of the dry air in place. Clear skies up top, which we're still seeing from the top of our roof, looking off toward the east, back into southwest Missouri. 61 in Joplin right now with a southwest wind at 12, and that dew point still quite low at 30 degrees. That makes the humidity at 31%, and that's what allowed everybody to go into the mid to upper 60s. We're still seeing some of those numbers out there in southeast Kansas, but we see some spots like Carthage, Greenfield, Monette, Anderson, already dropping back to 61. Gives you an idea of where temperatures are going to go as we go throughout the course of the night. But again, this was the main reason why we had a quick warm up throughout the day. With dry air in place, even though high pressure scooted away from the region, dry air can't retain a lot of the rays from the sun. So it just gets right to the surface. It makes quick work of warming things up around here. Despite the low dew point still, we're not going to see a huge drop in temperatures tonight. Thankfully, a cool night instead of a cold night ahead of us. We'll fall through the 50s, upper 40s by midnight, and eventually down, I don't want to say lower to middle 40s for your Tuesday morning. Nothing going on. Not just on top of the region, but across the entire Central Plains. Even though, again, high pressure scooted off toward our southeast, we are getting that southwest wind back in here. That'll continue through tomorrow to encourage more mild air to sneak in addition to an upper level ridge returning, even though it's centered mainly across southern parts of Texas. That's going to keep us quiet for a good stretch of the week before we see some changes try to roll in by the weekend. In the meantime, though, what can you say? A quiet night ahead of us once again. Clear skies, nothing to complain about. And thankfully, temperatures won't be much to complain about either. It's going to be a cool night ahead of us, but most of us dropping back in the lower to middle 40s. I think Joplin starts at 45 by the time we hit sunrise. And that southwest breeze continues throughout the day at 5 to 15 miles per hour. 69 by lunchtime. We'll have highs pushing to about 73 in Joplin. I think everyone's fair game to go lower to middle 70s because of some dry air that'll still be in place. But ahead of our next wave on the way, we are going to see a little bit more moisture work in for Wednesday. That means once we get past a quiet election day for tomorrow, here comes a quick wave, pulling in enough moisture for mostly cloudy skies on Wednesday. On the other hand, not enough for any rain chances. So we'll keep things dry for Wednesday as this wave passes on through. Looking quiet for Friday. And then we see this pronounced upper level low work across the western U.S. by the time we get toward the weekend. We don't see it do anything for Friday and Saturday, but by Sunday and Monday, that is when it's going to start pushing a cold front our way. And it's by the weekend. That's when we'll see better rain chances start to work in. We'll hold off on those rain chances until Sunday and Monday. In the meantime, staying quiet. 73 tomorrow, 69 on Wednesday, staying in the lower 70s for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And since we still need a little bit more rain, it wouldn't hurt that they'll be coming back in for Sunday and Monday now.
Yeah, in the meantime, beautiful stretch of temperatures.
Including for Election Day tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Coming up, a used car sales trend that's being taken advantage of by scammers. First, though, we honor a local World War II veteran. Cecil Powers served in the U.S. Army from 1943 to 1946. The Joplin native was stationed in Germany, and we salute Corporal Cecil Powers, a four-state hero. You can learn about lots of other heroes from all across this area. You can also submit a hero of your own anytime. You just go to our website. It's KOAMNewsNow.com. After Walmart said it was removing guns and ammo from its floor, it now says it's returning firearms to store shelves. Last week, Walmart made the decision to remove weapons and ammunition following what it called civil unrest in some of its stores. Some Walmart locations were the target of looting amid protests following a fatal shooting by police last week in Philadelphia. A federal judge has postponed the president's threatened shutdown of TikTok. On Friday, a U.S. district judge blocked an upcoming Commerce Department action that would have effectively banned the popular app. President Trump's executive order was set to take effect in 10 days. Used car sales are on the rise, and many buyers are avoiding dealerships and having their vehicles delivered right to their homes. But some scam artists are capitalizing on this new way to buy a car. Reporter Christine Lazar explains.
Facebook Marketplace is where Carolyn Bui thought she found a great car for her son in college, a 2012 Honda Accord for just $2,000.
I was a little doubt 2012 couldn't be $2,000.
But the seller told Bui the car was discounted for a quick sale because her husband died and she was leaving for the military. Bui asked to see the car but was told it was in storage and would be delivered instead.
I received another email from the eBay that the car is shipping to my son.
She received a contract that appeared to be run through eBay, so Bui sent the seller $2,000 in gift cards. The email was a fake, and the whole thing turned out to be a scam. The car never arrived, and the gift cards were drained.
If you paid via gift card or via wire, it's unlikely you're going to get your funds back.
Steve McFarland with the Better Business Bureau has seen a rise in car delivery scam reports during the pandemic. The BBB projects it will receive more than 450 complaints this year, with those victims losing over $1 million. And that's just people they've heard from. The group believes thousands of Americans have been taken by this scam. Experts say there are warning signs to look for. A car priced well below market value. The seller says they are leaving for the military or there's been a death in the family. Bui's scammer mentioned both. They won't meet in person, often citing COVID as the reason. And the scammers asked to be paid via wire transfer or gift cards.
And they want you to do this transaction very quickly.
Authorities say the con artists are often overseas, making it very difficult to catch them. Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Experts say you should never pay someone in gift cards. Lowe's is going on a hiring spree. The nation's second biggest home improvement chain says it wants to bring on 20,000 new workers in preparation for the holiday season. The jobs will be a combination of full and part-time along with seasonal hires. Final check of the forecast next. The CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, look at the voting options people currently under quarantine will have on Election Day. Plus a breakdown of state restrictions on campaign materials near polling places. And we're going to hear from former Purple Dragon Dylan White about his impressive debut at Pitt State. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. A new study has given us a closer look at a rare metallic asteroid. The 16 Psyche is one of the largest objects in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. The study has found that it could be worth $10 quintillion. That's a one with 19 zeros after it. Psyche is believed to be made entirely of nickel and iron. Scientists think it's an exposed core of an earlier planet. They hope studying the asteroid will help them better understand the Earth's core. NASA is planning to launch an unmanned spacecraft to study Psyche, but it won't get there until 2026. Let's take another quick look at our KOAM News Now Insta poll. We asked you, are you more likely to vote for or against a candidate? At this point, 74% say more likely to vote for, 26% say against. Still have time to participate at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. We're going to have the final results on the poll on KOAM News at 10. Checking back in now with Nick Kelly. The weather looking pretty nice.
Yeah, for this evening, it won't turn so cold with overnight lows in the mid-40s. We'll go to 73 tomorrow, but the entire election day, we'll just keep things mild during the day and even at the evening before the polls close at 7 in the evening. And we'll just stay mild through the week before rain chances by the end of the weekend now.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 6. In the meantime, let's take care of ourselves and each other.